Okay, in this example, in this video, we're going to talk about factoring trinomials again. This is my second video, so if you missed the first one, you might want to check it out first. 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 8x. We know it's a trinomial because there are three terms. There are three different expressions being added or subtracted together to get a trinomial. Now, to factor this trinomial, we're going to take our steps again. The first step to factoring always is to find the GCF. That's the most important step to factoring, and it's also the most commonly skipped step of factoring. If you skip this step of factoring, you are going to be wrong in the end. So even though it's very simple, it's also the most commonly skipped step. GCF between 2, 10, and 8. This one we should know because they're even numbers. But for those that don't know how to find a GCF on the calculator, I'll walk you through it. You want to go to Math, Number. You want to find GCD. Okay? I've done a couple of these already. You can see on my screen. But the thing about a trinomial is you can't do a trinomial in the calculator all at once. So if I want to find a GCF between these three numbers, I got to do 2 and 10 first. And I get 2. I'm going to go back and GCD the 2 I just got. So the 2 I just got and my last number in this case, which was 8. And I get 2 for an answer. So my overall GCF would be a 2. That is my number GCF. I say that because if you look at the problem, they all have x's. I got 3 x's in my first one, 2 x's in my second term, and a single x over here in my third term. So in common, there's all an x. So I have to pull out not just a 2, but 2x. And I keep saying pull out, but I don't mean to say that. I mean to factor out, divide out. I'm trying to reduce and make smaller. So if I divide each term by 2x, 2x cubed divided by 2x. 2 divided by 2 is 1. X cubed divided by x. So I got 3 of them. I take away 1. I'm left with 2 of them. So I get 1x squared. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. X squared divided by x is x. So I get negative 5x. 8x divided by 2x. Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. X divided by x cancels out to become a 1. So I get plus 4. So that's my first step. That's my GCF. I'm going to circle this GCF right here. GCF. And honestly, we're going to forget about it. That GCF does not exist until the end now. It's just kind of hanging out, waiting on us to finish the problem. All we care about now is this new trinomial. Our new trinomial is what we do step 2 with, which is making your chart method. Alright. So, remember the chart method. Make my chart over here to the side this time. I want the factors of A times C. A in this case is a 1. C in this case is a 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. I like that. Small numbers. Now add up to equal B. So in this case, B is a negative 5. This shouldn't take us long to get to because the factors of 4 is 1 and 4, or negative 1, negative 4, or 2 and 2, negative 2, negative 2. Look at your set. Only one of these pairs gives us a negative 5. That happens to be right here. So this is my winner. Remember, I'm going to use this with the trinomial. So I've got x squared minus 5x plus 4. My step 3 says to rewrite the trinomial using my new factors as my b value. So that means my diamond. I'm going to take my negative 5, replace it with negative 1 and negative 4. So negative 1x and negative 4x. My beginning x squared and my end positive 4 just comes on down. Remember your next step, it's all about GCF, is to group and GCF. Group and GCF. Group means to put your first two together. And now look for a GCF. GCF between x squared and x squared and x. It's just going to be an x. Factor out x squared divided by x is x. Negative 1 divided by negative 1x divided by x. It's negative 1. Negative 4x plus 4. The GCF here is obviously a 4. So remember, you always take the sign of what comes in front of this number. So not just a 4, but a negative 4. There's no x in common here, so it's just a negative 4, not an x with it. Now do your division. Negative 4x divided by negative 4 is x. 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1. Remember, this is your checkpoint. If you get here and these two parentheses do not say the same exact thing, you're wrong. Go back and find your mistake, just like I did in video number 1. But since they are the same, we're good. Remember, your last step is to GCF one more time. Okay? What do we have in common here? Well, we have in common x minus 1 and x minus 1. That's the bottom part of my diamond here. I'm going to write down x minus 1 one time. That's gone. What's left? What did I not write down? I didn't write down my x here or my negative 4 here, my GCFs, my coefficients. So I've got x minus 1 and x minus 4 are my two factors. But not to forget, I had a factor in the very beginning. I had a GCF way up here of what? Of 2x. So this problem has a third term right there. 2x, x minus 1, x minus 4. All three of these are called factors. If I multiply these three factors together, I would get what I started off with in the beginning, which is this third degree trinomial right here. Okay, this is video number 2. I'm going to do a couple more videos out there for you, but pay close attention to your signs. And remember, this is all about GCF. So if you can do GCF, you can factor almost anything.